Have you ever gotten this pop-up when trying to load up a game on Football Manager, where Football Manager is asking you to join their squad and join FMFC? Well, after getting this pop-up so many times, I finally decided to join FMFC so you don't have to. So I've been on FMFC for 1 week now, and we're going to take a look at everything FMFC has to offer. And after taking some time to make an account and link it to my Steam account, I was able to join FMFC as was confirmed with this email. FMFC, if you don't know what it is essentially a way to get exclusive Football Manager content. It advertises itself as being an opportunity to have the first chance to get your eyes on Football Manager news, feature drops, and gameplay inspiration before anybody else. You'll also get access to member-only incentives and competitions. So these are things that you can only access through FMFC. And you can also essentially join an email listserv with Football Manager that allow you to get Football Manager content directly to your email if that's your kind of thing. So overall, you can get early Football Manager content, you can get behind the scenes insight, and you can get exclusive entry into certain competitions that are only available on FMFC. So, with all of that in mind, does FMFC deliver on these promises? We're going to find out. Once you've made an account, you can log into FMFC by going to footballmanager.com/FMFC, and this is going to allow you to sign in. So I'll do this now. And this is what FMFC looks like once you actually log in. Here, it allows you to link it to your Steam account, which I've already done. It allows you to set up a public profile so that people can see your image if you want to connect with others. And then you have preferences, member rewards, and the FMFC blog. So we're going to start off with looking at the member rewards here. And at this point in Football Manager, during the season at least, it seems like there's more member rewards. The big thing for this past season was that you could win tickets to the 2024 Champions League final, which is really cool, but this was in April 29, 2024. And this is the last thing we've already seen at this point. So the last member reward you could get was in April of 2024. As far as what we're looking at here, it doesn't look like there's been anything else since then. Continuing to scroll down, all the other latest rewards are expired, and it looks like throughout the FM24 season, there was a few member rewards, but as we can see, we've essentially had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 member rewards throughout the season, and that's going all the way back to September of 2023. So over the course of the FM24 life cycle, there was only 6 member rewards. So I don't know what the likelihood really is of even winning that. The next interesting thing about FMFC is the FMFC blog. Scrolling through it here, there are some interesting things. You can share stories with each other. It looks like they're trying to develop a community. And you also get the latest articles on everything that's going on in Football Manager. So different quality of life upgrades that were happening with FM24 and things that will be coming soon to FM25. However, I'm going to be honest with you guys, looking at the latest articles here, it's really not anything different than what we're already seeing. I know that you might be able to get this a little bit early, but if you just follow Football Manager on YouTube or even Reddit, you guys already have this information or see it right after it comes out. There doesn't seem to be a particular advantage of going on to FMFC, at least in this case. That being said, if you really enjoy reading about FM24 stories, some of these are really interesting. As you can see here, they do go through a bunch of different saves and all the different things that people have done in Football Manager. So some of them are really interesting, but there's really no difference here, I would say, than even just going on to Reddit and following other people's Football Manager stories. I don't know if there's anything particularly interesting about FMFC here. And if you're wondering what else there is to FMFC, well, that's pretty much it as far as I can tell. I've been on here for at least a week now, and going through FMFC, I don't see any other things here that make FMFC particularly interesting. The only other thing that's advertised with FMFC is that you can use a mode in Football Manager called Versus Mode. So as you can see here, you can use Versus Mode, and to do this, you need to be an FMFC member. However, Versus Mode is a really underutilized, or at least not very often utilized tool in Football Manager. If you go to the Steam achievements, they're very, like, none of the versus mode achievements have really been done. Only a few people use versus mode. And for the most part, Football Manager is considered a single player game. If you are really, really interested in playing versus mode is a mode that allows you to play against other people. Maybe you want to play with a friend. In this case, I would say FMFC is something that you would absolutely want to sign up for because there's no discernible downsides and you get to play versus mode. But if you don't have anyone you want to play with, or you don't have anyone to play against, or versus mode just isn't something that interests you, then there isn't a whole lot of extra benefit to signing up for FMFC. The last thing you guys are probably wondering, if you've kind of looked through this page here, is everything on the top here. And that, like, FM24, different features, the community, news and media, and help. However, this isn't actually something that you need FMFC for. I'm on a completely new tab, and I've just gone to footballmanager.com, and all the things up here are publicly available, and you don't need to sign in to FMFC to see this. You would just need to go to footballmanager.com. You can go to the byline, and the byline by itself, as you can see here, I'm not signed into FMFC. It even has an ad for FMFC. And the byline here has way more stuff than you can get on FMFC. It's a way better blog, Football Manager related blog. FMFC also has the forums here where you can get help, tactics and training, advice, general discussion. Like, there's just way more stuff on here that you can just get publicly available from FM.com or from Sports Interactive than you would need for FMFC. Also, I forgot to do this on my original recording, but this is what it looks like once you've signed up for FMFC and you go into Football Manager. You get the FMFC logged in button down here. If you click on this, it just takes you straight to the website that I've been showing you guys earlier. And if you click on Start a New Game, you get this option for Versus Mode here, and it is an FMFC exclusive. So you can use Versus Mode to sign up against other people. The interesting thing about Versus Mode, of course, is that you can use the players in your save to go up against other people, but that would preclude you to have someone you want to play against, or that you wanted to play online. And to show you all a little bit about what Versus Mode looks like, you can create a new game where you create a certain type of format so that you can go up against other people. Or you can join an already active game. You can join a lobby, you can search for a new game, or you can quick start against somebody else. And that is everything for how to use Versus Mode. It is a pretty interesting feature, albeit one that's not very often used by the Football Manager community. So I think really if you want to join FMFC, it would probably be very dependent on whether or not you wanted to use Versus Mode. So after all that, my final thoughts are on FMFC. To be honest, there isn't much here. If you're really interested in the member rewards and the few member rewards that come out through the season, I think then you can sign up for it because there's no downside, and that way you can put yourself in the running to win things in the future. It doesn't look like there's going to be anything big until FM25, so I would recommend signing up right before FM25 if you're really interested in these member rewards. But otherwise, I don't see anything particularly interesting about the FMFC blog. It doesn't seem like you're getting news so much earlier, and even if you are, Zealand, Work the Space, and other content creators come out with this news almost immediately. So there's no discernible difference in being on FMFC. And the last part of FMFC that's probably interesting is being able to link your account and have a versus mode and play against other people. If that is something you are interested in, I would say the versus mode is the main draw of FMFC. But having had FMFC, albeit for just a week now, I don't see anything honestly particularly interesting about it. I was curious because I'd seen that pop up so many times that I thought, all right, I'm going to sign up for FMFC and see what it has to offer. But I don't see much from FMFC that I already couldn't get publicly by even just going to Reddit or being involved and looking at other YouTube channels. If you're really interested in Versive mode, I would say that's the main draw to FMFC. But otherwise, I was very curious about it because I'd seen the pop up so many times, and I thought to myself, all right, let's sign up, let's see what FMFC is all about. And again, scrolling through here, I didn't see many interesting things. So, overall, if you're curious about signing up for FMFC, this is what it looks like, but I didn't see any real interesting draw to it. But anyways, that is everything about FMFC. I hope this might have answered your questions about FMFC if you were interested in it. But that being said, I hope you all are doing well. I hope you are having a wonderful week, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!